Hey family, welcome back. Hope you're doing fantastic. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is MsTopacJay. Okay, so into this video, we're gonna be doing a foundation test on the new Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'R Hydrating Longwear Foundation. Why am I trying to? Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'R Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I actually got it right. That's what this foundation test is gonna be about. If you're new to my channel, hi. I do foundation test videos, putting foundation to the test in accordance to their claim. Okay, I'm gonna put a link to the foundation test playlist down below if you're interested. I've done like over 30 foundation tests so far. All right, but in today's video, we're going to focus on the new Fenty Foundation. All right, so without further ado, let's jump straight into this video.
Forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so blessed. Pray for me.
This foundation comes in 50 shades, same as the matte version of it. Apparently the shade in the hydrating foundation is the same as the shade in the matte foundation. So wherever shade you are in the matte foundation, that's going to be your shade in the hydrating one. And I've been looking at the description for each shade as well, and they look to be the same, which is good. A lot of people that use similar shade to me have been using the shade 420, including Jackie Anna, but I noticed that Jackie Anna's skin tone is a little bit lighter than mine, especially when I met her face to face. So I don't always like go according to the shade she used, like to the T, not all the time. I just use it as a guide, you know. So I wanted to buy the shade 430. I was like, nah, let me just get a sample and come and try it. And also, like, you know, you guys might find it helpful as well if I swatch like 3 different shades and whatnot that's like around the shade that's around our skin tone, you know. Most of the guys that use me as a shade reference. All right, this took me a little bit to get because I had to go to 2 different Sephora's, because the first Sephora that I went to, the lady was adamant that what was it, 420 was perfect for me, even though I told her that in the matte foundation when I use 420 my face ended up looking like a floating bubble head when I take a picture and whatnot, so the undertone is not really right for me. But anyway, she was able to give me a sample of 420 and 440, and then I went to another Sephora and I got a sample for 430. All right, so we're gonna swatch 420, 430 and 440, and I also have the shade 430 in the matte version. This is not mine, this is my sister's. I actually did buy the matte one when it first came out, and then when in London I bought it then, and I bought it in the shade 420. I gave 420 to my friend. So I've got the shade 420, which is described to be for tan to deep skin tone with warm undertones, and then I've got the shade 430, which is described to be for deep skin with warm golden undertone. Now that sounds more like my undertone. I'm warm golden. And we've got the shade 440, which is for deep skin with warm undertone. So this is 420. As you can see, my chest is lighter than my face, and my neck is a little deeper than my chest. So this is 420. 430, gonna put space. That looks a little bit orange. So this is 440. I'm puffing my chest up so you can see. So that is 420, 430, 440. Why does this look a little bit pinkish? 430 looks a little bit reddish or orangish. Or is it just me? 420 looks good, but it's just the way 420 looked on my face in the matte version. You know what I mean? Maybe if there's 425. I know. Let's just blame this out. There's nothing on this. See, 420 matches me real nice. It's just that undertone in flash photography, like it just doesn't sit well with me. Do you know what I mean? Like the way, oh, see? You see that cast? When I turn, like when I'm matching foundation to myself, what? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, you get what I'm trying to spoke and spark. When I'm matching foundation to myself, I still repeat it the same time, I don't know, but said in different tone. Anyway, when I'm trying to match foundation, like I blend it out and then I turn. If I see too much of a cast, I'm like, okay, that is not my shade. But then I do know that when I use a deeper foundation or whatever, like, and I highlight and contour, everything balances out. But you know, the way the world is going, like, you know, we're getting to that point where we shouldn't really necessarily be like trying to make things work for us anymore. You know, just we have to find something that's perfect for us. Do you know what I mean? I think I will use 430. This is 430. I will use 430. See, it looks a bit reddish, doesn't it? I will use 430 on days that I know I'm gonna highlight and contour, and I will use 420 when I'm just using foundation on my skin and just using concealer to just kind of, you know, cancel out my dark circles a bit. I love 440. Gives me that tan. So this is 430 in the matte version, 430 in the hydrating one. Looks the same to me. My chest is a bit redder now. Yeah. Why does this one look a little bit deeper though? Okay, so let's go ahead and put I don't know. Let's go ahead and put 420. Let's use 420 on this side. Let's just blend out 420. It has a scent. Did the matte version have a scent? Yes. Okay, that Fenty scent. You know, like how MAC has a scent? It's that Fenty scent. This is a nice finish. I've got, by the way, if you don't know, I do have oily combination skin. I'm oily in my T-zone and normal in the perimeter of my face. It has like a semi-matte finish as well. The coverage is like light to medium right now. See, this shade is, I don't know, Joe. What do you guys think? I mean, I know what I think. Let's put 430 on this side. Oh, 430 or 440? Because 430, I don't know. I'm gonna switch the side. Sponge. I don't know, but I feel like I can hear you guys telling me to use 420. Just put it all over my face so that you can see. I can hear you saying it. You're being too loud. You need to calm down. Oh, am I hearing right? Did you want me to use 420? You know what? Let's put what did I just use? 430? Let's use 440. Oh, I love the way that looks. Oh my god, I like the way 440 and 420 looks. Okay, so you know what, we are going to take that off and just stick to 420 because I feel like I can hear you guys. Oh, I don't like that. It's too, I don't know, it's for 10 to deep skin with warm undertone. 10 to deep. I'm not really 10, I am deep skin. I feel like I should use 430, but let's just use 420. Even though you know what, I'm gonna go with my judgment here. I'm gonna go with my mind because I know for a fact that I did not like how 420 looked on me when I take pictures. I know that I did not like it. That's why I gave that shade away, and that's in the matte version. And because the matte foundation has the same shade descriptions and whatnot and shade range in the to the hydrating foundation, I'm just gonna go with the shade 430. I don't know why I'm arguing myself, but I'm gonna go with the shade 430. Yep, I am going to go with 430. Let's do this again. Wow, my face looks bigger. Hey, see, I don't like that that difference. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and use 430. See, I don't, there's also issues with this. Why am I blending it with my finger? Who do I think I am? Sandra Deluxe? I instantly feel better. It's quite runny. Look at that. It's very is that it? Go back in the bottle. Go back in the bottle. How dare you? So now we're focusing on the specs of the foundation. It's more of a medium coverage right now. Beautiful finish. Do you see that? I love the way that applied with a sponge. You know what I would have liked to do? To do a comparison of the matte and the hydrating one, but I don't know what the matte is like, even though I haven't really used it in like 2 years. From memory, I know that it's not a terrible foundation. It's not a bad finish. I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. Not just a massive fan of it. But then again, maybe I just need to try it again. I know people love it. I know my sister loves the foundation. Her skin type is normal. It looks really beautiful on her that I'm literally like jealous. But then when she sweats, she doesn't, sweat in the places that I do. You know what I mean? So that is my problem, with it. It does apply really nice with a brush, but I like the finish of the sponge. The sponge always that radiance finish into more of a beautiful toned down radiance finish. It is a medium to full coverage. I say medium to full. It's a high medium anyway, because I can still see a little bit of my spots right here and on my forehead as well. So it's a high medium to full coverage. I'm sure I can build it up to full, but right now I feel like I have makeup on my face. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it is somewhat lightweight, but not very, very lightweight, because I feel like I can still feel it, I feel like I can feel it. I feel it. I'm gonna build it up just here. I'm not gonna build it on my forehead, just here. Yep, it's easy to build up, so that's cool. I'm gonna use the shade 420 to highlight. Quite radiant, isn't it? So I went ahead and I added a little bit of the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade 10, just a bit. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set it with Black Opal Finishing Powder in the shade Medium. I'm itching to set the foundation itself in the perimeter, but I'm not going to, because I haven't really been setting my foundation really. I've just been setting the areas where I put concealer. I don't mind it, even though I feel like I have foundation on my face, literally. It's very wet. Ooh, no, my hand was dirty. Hip powder transfer. Oh, and now, ooh, the foundation is gone. It's gone here. You see my boarding school mark right here? Just grab a little bit, just a little bit of the foundation and just return it to its rightful place. Like it literally left when I it left, went back to Timbuktu when I dabbed my face. All right, here we go. So I finished the rest of my face. That always sounds weird when I say it. Now, I literally just did a mini rant or whatever, or a conversation with you guys on Instagram saying that I just really feel motivated. You know, I don't feel like doing anything, and I don't feel like this video is going to go up, but I'm just going to like still push myself to finish it just in case it does go up. So anyway, this is what my face is looking like after I finish doing the rest of my face. If my face does feel good, my face it does feel lightweight now compared to earlier when I was applying the foundation. So I think like you just need a little bit of time to just kind of let it set into your skin, so it feels more lightweight now than it felt earlier on. And I am happy with the shade that I went with, the shade 430. So as you guys remember, I finished applying the foundation itself at 140. Real quick, so they say it's hydrating, medium to full coverage for all skin tone, long wear, light as hair. Okay, it's not light as hair the moment you finish applying it. It does go more lightweight. It's the longer it kind of sets into your skin and whatnot, and it is a medium to full coverage foundation. So I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna come back later on so we can test the longevity of it on my oily combination skin. Okay, I have taken a couple of flash photos with my phone like on Instagram and whatnot. It looks really good. My face matches my skin. I don't look like a floating bubble head, which is fantastic. I don't think I'm gonna be doing a what it looks like on outside video today because it's quite gloomy outside, even though we're in spring, but then again we're in Melbourne. That's what happens. Okay, so I'll see you guys later on. All right, I've been talking for too long. See you soon. Bye. All right, so I am back. All right, the time right now is 10:56 at night. Okay, so we've had this foundation on our face, or I've had this foundation on my face for 9 hours. For 9 hours, 16 minutes, if we're gonna be quite technical. Okay, so yeah, this is what my face is looking like. Now, what do you see? Let me give you that little bit of a what do you see? So I see lift off here. Remember earlier on I kind of touched this up a little bit, but the foundation has already disappeared. It's like it really doesn't want to stay there. I don't know why. So it's like I don't have any foundation here at all. As you can see my boarding school mark right here. I also see a bit of cracking situation here as well. We've got grease, obviously, like shine, oil and whatnot all over my face, and I'm going to tell you exactly when that happened, when that started in a moment. The foundation's kind of lifting off around my nose area, especially up here as well, like, you know, right here. And that is because like sometimes like throughout the day, now I have been a little bit busy today, even through my procrastination, motivation, funk. Now ignore this, we're going to talk about it in a second. I've been busy a little bit. Before I went to evening service, I was watching a movie on YouTube, and then when I got back, like I went to the store, and then when I got back I started cleaning my house. So I haven't really been staying still in the past few hours. All right, so throughout the day what I've noticed is the fact that like throughout the day I felt like my face was feeling my face felt greasy and wet, you know, and I've constantly felt the need to touch it. Now that is what I don't like. I like to put my makeup on and just forget about it. Even my friend Binti, like when she's touching her face, like doing this, I'm like, don't touch your face, don't touch your face. Even though I've got oily combination skin and I know that I do produce shine in my T-zone area, there are foundations that I do use that I don't have to worry extensively about it, especially when I combine it with my mattifying primer. Now I didn't do that today, obviously, so maybe this foundation will work better with a mattifying primer. So the areas where I touch, this is my nose right here, like this, and here the foundation is kind of lift off, and every time I touch it I could get this skid mark. Ew. I hate saying that, but I still do because I feel like that's the main way to explain it. I keep getting this like brown mark, skid mark situation, which I really didn't like. Even though sometimes I do have other foundations that I do get that kind of skid mark situation, the foundation still stays on my face. And as you guys can see on this area right here, it didn't stay. Now I can't remember when if I touched my face here. Okay, maybe I did because I took a picture on Instagram. No, it was like this actually. See, now that I touch my face, you can see that line of demarcation right here, and we've got that cracking situation here. So I don't know, like, so because of that feeling, I really wanted to like this foundation. The matte version, where is it? The matte one, I didn't like it either because of that whole sweat situation, because they claim for it to be sweat proof, which means your foundation will stay put like when you sweat, but it broke apart, like ridiculously broke apart on me. This one, I really thought I was gonna like it, but I don't know, I'm not really liking it so far. Every time I say something a little bit not as positive or whatever about anything Fenty, I get 1 or 2 comments about it, and I'm like, girl, Rihanna is fine, you know, she's bringing out products for us, and that's fantastic, but she's not gonna cry over one negative review from me. And this is not a negative review, it's just my criticism. I don't know, so don't come and attack me. I'm just being honest, okay? If I'm not honest, then what am I doing this for? Literally, why am I here? By the way, this whole thing, this whole situation, this whole greasy, oily situation started around 3-4 o'clock, a couple of hours after I literally turned off all the lights and whatnot. So we've got grease there. I mean, my face does look good, but if you're looking at me IRL, you'd be like, Esther, what happened? Did you take off your makeup? And I said, no, I didn't though. I didn't. It's just life. It just happened. You know, I don't understand. You know, I wasn't fighting anybody. So I'm a child of God. This is the NYX No Filter finishing powder. This is in the shade Sensible. All right, face is looking a lot better. Look at that. Nothing a little powder can't fix, literally. So we've seen what the face looks like after a few hours on an oily combination skin. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for oily skin, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for oily combination skin either. But it's probably, I feel like I say this a lot because in all my foundation test videos, I hardly use my mattifying primers. You know what I mean? Because I want to see how the foundation is going to work on its own. So with that being said, I'd like to say that maybe it might work a lot better with a mattifying primer. Maybe. Normal skin though, yes, of course. If you do like the hydrating look. One thing I do love about this foundation, by the way, is the packaging. It is a squeezy tube, which I realized I didn't mention earlier. It's a squeezy tube and it has a pump. I love that. So the main thing I can say about the foundation is I am not in love with it. I don't think I like it either. I wouldn't necessarily reach for it. Me personally, if I had it, a foundation that I could compare it to, and in my personal opinion, I find to be a bit better than the Fenty one, the Fenty Hydrating Foundation, is the Elegant Pro Coverage HD High Definition Longwear Illuminating Foundation. This foundation, I love this. It is very illuminating, like very radiant, hydrating looking, but it just has a really nice, beautiful finish and beautiful longevity to it as well, even on my oily combination skin. Do you know what I mean? The shade 430 that I used today, I'm not mad at it. I don't think it's perfect, but it's better than the 420. That's my opinion anyway. Here we go. So from here, we've got, this is really dry down darker. So this one right here is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation in the shade D50, which is described to be a deep golden undertone foundation, basically. And this isn't what it looked like when I initially swatched it. I actually applied this about 30 minutes ago. This is the shade when it's fresh applied. This is a shade after it's dried down. This is why throughout the day I feel like, is my bronzer going darker or is it the foundation? So when it oxidizes throughout the day, I'm like, thank God I highlighted, you know. But yeah, it's not my perfect shade, but it's very close, especially when it's freshly applied. The next one right here is a Colourpop No Filter Foundation in shade Deep Dark 185, and this is described to be a neutral warm golden yellow undertone, and this is really my shade. This is to the T my shade. That's what it looked like when it was freshly applied. So it doesn't really dry down to a totally different shade, which is fantastic. The next one right here is the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Foundation in a shade 540 Walnuts, which is described to be deep with cool undertone, and I disagree for it to be cool. I reckon it's more of a warm undertone, and this is it after it's dried down. And I also swatched the shade 430 in the Fenty Beauty Foundation right below it because I felt like it looked close when it was freshly applied, but obviously it doesn't. By the way, this is the shade 440 in the Fenty Beauty Foundation. As you guys can see, the shade D50 in the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation dries to the exact shade of the shade 440 in the Fenty Beauty Foundation. Do you see that? I thought that was interesting. If D50 is your perfect match in the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation, 440 would be a perfect match in the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation and even the matte one as well. So I just really thought that was interesting. So can you see what I'm saying? Look at that. Do you see that? This one right here is the Elegant Longwear Illuminating HD High Definition Foundation. I keep having to say the full one, and this is in shade Coffee, and it has a neutral undertone, they say. And I also swatched the shade 440 in the Fenty Beauty one underneath it as well. It's still a little bit wet, and it's quite close to the Hello Girl as well, but you can see the undertone, there's still a little bit of a difference in the undertone. Literally, this was applied about 20 minutes ago. Not my shade. 420, 430, 440. You saw this earlier on, but I just thought to show you guys again on my chest. So that's all I've got to share with you guys today. Let me know what you think about this foundation. Let me know what you think about the shade that I ended up going with as well. I went with the shade 440, and I'm not mad at that because of the fact that my face didn't look like a floating bubblehead in literally all my Insta story today, which I'm gonna put on the screen now so you guys can see it. So anyway, I've been talking for 15 minutes. Oh my god. Hey, wow. All right, and that's all I've got to share with you guys today. Let me know what you think about the foundation. Let me know what you think about the finish and whatnot. I feel like I might be forgetting something, but whatever it is that I'm forgetting, I'm gonna put it in the description box down below. I apologize, guys. Today my head has just been a little bit and going to church today kind of helped me feel a little bit better, you know what I mean? But still, I think my brain is still trying to catch up. So let me know in the comments, and I believe I forgot to say anything. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Turn on notification so that way you don't miss out on any single video from me. And whatever you're doing, to love yourself, and I'll see you in my very next video. Bye. This lip gloss, like, it tastes weird. I don't like using it, literally. Where are you going? Where are you wenting? Why are you running? Even the I'm watching dog videos. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with me. I mean, I do know. My name is Esther. I came MsTopacJay. I am random. Okay.